Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie. For those of you who may be new here, if you are, welcome and thank you so much for your subscription to the channel. If you are returning, welcome back and good to see you. I am your friendly tarot reader. I can answer any of your queries with the exception of medical and or legal questions. All of my basic menu of readings can be found posted at the bottom of the chat, starting with my basic mini reading. That is one question and consists of 5 cards, and that is a donation amount of $7.77 if you donate using Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $9.99. Then I offer my full reading. That consists of 10 cards, and it can be just one full question or split into 2 5-card readings, and that is a donation amount of $14.14 unless you need to use Super Chat, in which it is $20.20. And then finally, I offer my in-depth or expanded reading. I highly recommend that. We really go deep there. It consists of 15 cards. That can just be one question, or it can be split into 2, one 10-card reading, one 5, or split into 3 5-card readings. That's a donation amount of $21.21, unless you need to use Super Chat, in which it's $29.29. I answer all sorts of questions, love, career, finance, spiritual, you name it, I can answer it so long as it is not medical and or legal. But I get a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to love and romance. I highly recommend my OG Love reading. That can be done with a mini reading, a 5-card mini reading, a 10-card full, or a 15-card in-depth. And it essentially answers 5 questions in one. It tells you what your person's currently thinking about you, what they're currently feeling, what their current intentions are towards you, what their general energies towards the connection between you and them is, and what your general energies are. And that's at no additional donation amount. It's just a suggestion for a reading. And it doesn't even have to be romantic. I've done that, the love spread for people's friends, family members, coworkers. If you're curious just about how someone is regarding you in general, I highly recommend that reading. And speaking of love, you guys may notice it says love on my tarot deck today. I'm using the Pride Tarot deck. Today is the last day of Pride Month. So we are celebrating that. We are saying goodbye to Pride Month and welcoming in July soon. And we just received a donation from Miss Talika. Hey Talika, how are you doing, love? Long time no see. How are you doing? Hope all is well for you. Hope your summer's off to a good start. Did you have multiple questions? So I have so much on my mind. I hear you. And girl, today's the first day of Mercury retrograde. We are officially in Mercury retrograde. So that would make sense. Yeah, no, I've got a lot on my mind too. I feel you. All right, so let's help you out with that. Did you have multiple questions, or did you want to do one full reading? Or you can also do 2 questions if you want. Okay, so the first question is, should you move to Georgia? Sorry, actually, give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. All right. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. And what is your sign again, Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Talika move to Georgia? Leo, okay. We have Page of Swords, Seven of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the High Priestess reversed, and Ace of Cups. This looks promising. This looks promising. Spirit isn't directly saying yes. They're certainly not saying no. They're saying that it would be good for you. They're saying that it would be good for you. It would be a wonderful new beginning with this Ace of Cups. It would be very fortuitous. But there is, they do want you to, I don't know how much you've researched living there, like in terms of what job you would have, if you would transfer from your current job to maybe another location in Georgia, what type of place you would want to live in, what city you would want to live in. But the Page of Swords is all about gleaning more information, getting more information, and when it's there, Spirit is saying, like, definitely, like, look, this is definitely something that it's a path that would be advantageous for you to go down. Yeah. But it's not something that you should rush into without getting, like, every single piece of information, obviously. With this High Priestess reversed, they are saying that there's still some more knowledge that needs to be attained in terms of logistics regarding you moving there. The only card I'm not liking here is this Seven of Swords. But the Seven of Swords isn't telling me that someone would manipulate you or steal from you or do badly by you. The Seven of Swords in this instance is, I'm seeing it as, like, this would be, I don't know how far away you live from Georgia, but any move is an upheaval and requires a lot of coordination and action and acquisition of knowledge and details. And that's more how I'm seeing the Seven of Swords, is like being plucky and doing whatever it takes to move forward. And they're saying that this is in your hands. And yeah, you would do, I think you would do well. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. I think it would be a really solid place for you to be, with, like, a solid foundation. And I think that there would be a lot of opportunities, not just in work, but also in love, in friendship, in creative endeavors. Okay, good. I'm doing research. Wonderful. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, you're supposed to go? It's 10 hours. So, okay, so it's 10 hours away from you. Okay, so you have a specific place in Georgia that you're looking at then? Then that's great. I mean, you're already ahead of the game there if you already know, like, what city you want to live in. Yeah, definitely look further into it. Do more investigating. The Page of Swords is the spy, the investigator. So yeah, do some more investigating there. Spirit's saying that it would definitely be worth your while, for sure, for sure. So that looks good. That looks good. Okay. And your second question was, how does Roshan feel about me? Did you want me to just ask how Roshan feels about you, or did you want me to do my OG love reading where I can ask what Roshan's thoughts are, their feelings, and their intentions, as well as their general energies and yours? Or I can just ask what their thoughts are. It's up to you. And what is Roshan's sign? You got it. And we just received a donation from J Moon. Thank you so much, girl. Let me go ahead and add you here. Hey, love. How are you? Yeah, this will let you know as much as you can, for sure. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are Roshan's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Okay, we have Three of Swords, Three of Cups reversed, Seven of Cups reversed, the Sun, and Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so we're gonna start with your general energy here, Talika. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is heartache, disappointment, heartbreak, separation. And you don't have to get into what's going on between you and Roshan, but that's what I'm seeing with your general energy. So I don't know if you guys are talking right now, if there was some kind of a fallout or separation, but the energy that I'm getting from you is one of disappointment from, I'm assuming Roshan's a gentleman, from his actions, or their actions. Their general energies towards the connection, we have this Knight of Pentacles reversed. I think you mentioned that he is a Virgo. The Knight of Pentacles is the Virgo court card. When we're talking about, I'm assuming this is a romantic connection. If this is a romantic connection, if it is, Knight of Pentacles reversed is often indicative of someone feeling as though something isn't fundamentally working. Something's not fundamentally working out between the two of you. And I don't know what that is specifically. You may know better than me, or perhaps you might be curious as well why he's feeling that way. His thoughts towards you, we have the Three of Cups reversed. You guys aren't boyfriend and girlfriend, right? In this, a lot of people see the Three of Cups and they immediately think third party. I don't. That's not my knee-jerk reaction when I see the Three of Cups reversed all the time. But in this instance, I'm a bit curious if there is a third party involved here, because we have this Seven of Cups reversed right here with his feelings. This is Seven of Cups reversed is someone who is avoiding making a romantic decision. Someone who's not making a choice between, and I'm not saying he has 7 women in his life, but I think there is more than one woman in his life. and he's not making a decision on anybody. But do I think that there's just one person in his life? No. I think he scatters himself about. His intentions towards you, we have the sun. If you guys aren't currently in contact, I think that he is going to reach out to you. The sun, in this instance, what I'm getting from the sun is truth. Speaking one's truth, telling you what's up. No, we just started talking, but I trust men after dealing with this, or I'm assuming you don't trust men after dealing with a Scorpio. Because I don't know many people who trust men in general. Did you mean to say you don't trust men after dealing with a Scorpio? And Scorpios can be cutthroat. They can be extremely loyal, but it can go either way. It can really go either way with Scorpios. Like either extremely loyal, kind of like Leos. Like I know you're a Leo, but like I'm thinking of Leo men, like either extremely, like it's like one end of the spectrum or the other, either extremely loyal or extremely not. His intentions towards you, I feel like if they're, whatever the truth is here going on with him, I do think he is going to express that to you and clarify that with you. I think it likely will result in disappointment. I don't think it's what you're going to want to hear, sadly. I don't feel like this guy is a one-woman man. I do get the sense that he, as I said, he kind of scatters himself out. I don't think he's entertaining just one woman. 7 of Cups reversed, 3 of Cups reversed. These are both cards of someone who can't settle on just one person. And you guys, okay, so you guys just started talking. Okay. Yeah, this is probably, especially if he does come forth and tell you what's going on. I think that this will likely, I think this is likely a bullet that's been dodged. I don't think this guy is, if what you're looking for is something solid, like, at least, at the very least, like a boyfriend, someone committed, someone consistent, I don't think this is the guy. I don't think that, I don't think that's where he's at least not right now. And it's got nothing to do with you. It's really just like what's going on with him and how he, just where he's at and what he's looking for. Now, if he told you that he is looking for something serious and he has not been forthright, then that's another story. If he's been telling you the whole time you guys have been talking, like, yeah, I'm looking for a girlfriend, I'm looking for commitment, then he's just one of those guys who's, and we've all dated them. I meet them all the time. They always say that they're looking for something committed, and I am. No, not. You confirmed it for me. Yeah. Yeah, he's not a bad guy. Just not emotionally mature enough for something that you're looking for. And then your third question was, how does Will feel about me? And then for Will, did you want to do the same reading? Did you want to do the thoughts, feelings, and intentions? Or did you just want to ask what his feelings are? And what is Will's sign? Okay. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Will's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Talika? Five of Wands reversed, Justice, the Fool reversed, 10 of Cups, and King of Cups reversed. This is a bit more complicated. Now I don't know how long you've been talking to Will for, but this guy has some pretty sincere feelings for you, is the good news. Bad news is I see someone who's not ready, who's not, as I mentioned, I think I said just a moment ago, one has to be vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable, to open up to something committed and long lasting. And that's what I'm seeing. That's exactly what I'm seeing the opposite of here, with his general energies towards the connection, starting with that, this King of Cups reverse. This is someone who's not emotionally balanced right now, and may also not be over someone from his past, might not be full, or it's not even so much that I get the sense that he's not fully over someone from his past, so much as I feel that he's not fully healed from how something ended romantically for him not too long ago. Your general energies, we have the Five of Wands reversed. I want a little bit of clarity here, because the Five of Wands reversed is, when I see the Five of Wands reversed, I think of internal conflicts. But when we're talking about romance, it's not so much internal conflicts as I'm seeing trying to avoid conflict. And I don't get the sense that he's an argumentative person, at least not at this point in your connection. I'm not saying that he is an Aries, so he may be a bit fiery. But at this point, what the energy I'm getting more from this, Talika, is you guys have been talking. I don't know how long the two of you have been talking for, but I get the sense that there are things that you would like to discuss that you avoid. There's the one that wants me to move to Georgia. Oh, okay. They want you to move to Georgia. Their thoughts towards you, we have Justice. They don't want to do wrong by you. He doesn't want to do wrong by you. He wants to be fair towards you. He wants to be just towards you. He doesn't want to do wrong by you. He does want something. And that's the thing is this isn't a forever thing. Like I do think that because his feelings do like run deeply. I see that. I sense that. I feel it. Thank you for telling me that, because that actually clarifies quite a bit here. If there's a distance between the two of you, and we've got this Fool reverse, which I kept on seeing when I was shuffling, and it's in regards to his feelings, this is telling me that he wants to be close to you, but he doesn't want to. He wants you to come towards him. Because with his intentions, we have this beautiful Ten of Cups, which is a homecoming, which is like ultimate like happiness and romance, ultimate contentment and love. It's the Ten of Cups, you know. It's a big deal. It's very loving. It's very satisfactory. It's like coming to an end of a journey, but it's also like the beginning of a new. So I do think that he sincerely wants you to move to Georgia. And part of this King of Cups reverse could honestly be the fact that the two of you don't live near one another. And that's discombobulating him. Because now that I'm seeing, now you told me that, and I'm looking at this full reverse, that clarifies things a lot more. Him not wanting to take a journey, yet wanting to be close to you, wanting you to be close to him. So yeah, I do feel like he genuinely wants you to move to Georgia. I know that wasn't the question, but I do see a very strong pull here and a much stronger dynamic than with Roshan. This one feels real. Not to say Roshan's not real, but this feels sincere and like, yeah, he wants to do right by you, wants to be close to you. Yeah, so, and I don't know if, but I will say, if the only reason that you are moving to Georgia is for him, that could be dicey because, if things don't end up working out between the two of you, there's got to be something else that's keeping you there as well, But yeah, no, he looks like the energy that I'm seeing, that I'm feeling, that I'm sensing, that I'm seeing, is someone who is genuinely very, very enamored with you. Definitely has feelings for you and wants to be close to you. And I think that's actually what's causing this this emotional discombobulation with that King of Cups reversed. He wants you to sail over to his oceans, essentially. So yeah, that looks promising, Talika. That looks solid. I don't know how long you guys have been talking for. That could be part of that Page of Swords, is like talk to him, like get to know him more before moving there. New life, okay, yeah, new life in general, for sure, for sure. But I do think that Page of Swords in the first reading was also like get to know him more as well. I mean, it doesn't, I'm not saying like wait another year, not like anything like that, but like definitely like get to know him more. That's as also part of your investigating into whether you want to start a new life there. You've known him for 5 years. Oh, well, bing, bang, boom. Okay, never mind. You know him well. You know him well. Okay. And how have you guys been? And has he been far away? Hi, hey, Ann. Please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. Have you guys met in person before, Talika? Because that can be very different, meeting someone in person if you haven't met them in person. But if you've known him for 5 years, I would imagine that you have. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Talika. Much love and light to you. Yeah, Georgia sounds promising. Will sounds like a promising guy. Yeah, all the best to you. Thank you. And Miss J Moon, please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. Oh, there she is. How is my boss, JO, feeling like towards me as an employee in my work? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how is JO feeling like towards N as an employee and her work? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how is JO feeling like towards N as an employee and her work? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how is JO feeling towards N as an employee and her work? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how is JO feeling towards N as an employee and her work? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, how is JO feeling towards N as an employee and her work? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how is J.O. feeling towards N overall as an employee as well as her work? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how is J.O. feeling towards N overall? Whoa. As an employee as well as her work. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how is J.O. feeling towards N as an employee as well as her work? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how is J.O. feeling towards N as an employee in her work? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, how is J.O. feeling towards N as an employee in her work? Okay, we have Queen of Wands reversed, the Hanged Man reversed, Ace of Swords, Two of Wands, and Five of Wands reversed. Okay, I want some clarity here as this is a work-related question. Okay. So I don't know how you feel about J.O., but I kind of feel as though he's a bit of a hard ass. He's got very, very high expectations. Starting with this Queen of Wands reverse, he's concerned that it's not so much that I feel like he's concerned that you lack motivation so much as it is he's like watching you very closely, like watching you like a hawk in order to ascertain whether you do have a healthy amount of motivation for this job. And I think that's because he's in comparison mode, with this being the Queen of Wands reversed. It's also a card of comparison. And I feel like that's just kind of the norm with a lot of your fellow employees and past employees, is a lot of folks don't have a lot of motivation for the job and end up falling by the wayside. Because it is a very demanding job. At least J.O. very much demands a lot from their employees. We then have this Hanged Man reversed here. Yeah, he is really closely observing the expedience in your work, the timeliness in your work, and how quickly and efficiently you can complete your tasks. But again, with this Queen of Wands reversed, I do think a big part of that is, I think the larger part of that is not so much that you're showing signs of not being an adequate worker, so much as it's more the norm for their employees to lack that motivation, to lack a steady workflow. With this Ace of Swords, though, right here in the center, that's also what's telling me that this is more of a like check that he does for everyone, and he's not like singling you out. I don't know if J.O. is a man or a woman, but I don't know if I feel like they're not singling you out. With this Ace of Swords, aces are beginnings and positive beginnings, fortuitous beginnings. And I would have reason to believe that they're not the best. If you're coming to me and asking me how they think and feel about your work, I would reckon that they're likely not communicating with you very clearly as to how they feel about your performance, feel about you as a worker. And that's something that you can absolutely ask them. And I think they would actually communicate that to you if you asked for a performance review. Um, with this Ace of Swords, it's all about not just new beginnings, but communication, both people using their voice. Um, and with this Two of Wands, I'm also getting this comparison energy where I don't feel like Jo is singling you out and like scrutinizing you in your work. I feel like that's something that they do with all of their employees, and always have. And part of this Two of Wands is very much, again, comparison. Jo is definitely comparing you to the better employees that they've had and the not as good employees that they've had, and trying to see where you fit in that spectrum in regards to how they overall regard you. Um, and I don't know how many new employees are there right now, if you're the only one or if there's other new employees, but I get the sense that that's also, with this Five of Wands reverse, that there might be some other new employees that Jo is currently assessing as well. And also with this Five of Wands reversed, yeah, it's he Jo's not pitting you against your colleagues, your coworkers, and but they are mentally like, yeah, doing comparisons like, oh well, their work is kind of similar to so and so's work in this regard, or their work, would be even better if they did this that like so and so used to do in this situation. um so there's definitely, but there is definitely analysis taking place right now. um but for the most part, it's quite positive. They also, I also get the sense that they feel like they definitely need more time to make a greater assessment as to how they feel about you overall as an employee. I think you've been there for maybe 3 weeks now. I think I think it was 2 weeks last week, so maybe it's 3 weeks. I'm not quite sure, but you haven't been there very long, and they know that as well. And they're definitely taking that into account. Um, that you've only been there for so long, um, and there's still more that you will demonstrate as time goes on. So overall, I'd say so far so good. Yes, they are comparing you not just to current employees that work there, but also like former employees that used to work there. Because I feel like Jo's been there for a while, um, and but I'd say so far so good. They do like your work. They do. You're saying their employees aren't motivated. That's how I'm not saying that. That's not my opinion. That's what I'm seeing that Jo typically notices, is that a lot of the employees there do lack a lot of motivation that Jo feels is necessary for the job. And that's not to, again, I'm not saying that Jo feels that you lack motivation. It's just something that Jo, over the years that they've worked there, has noticed with their employees. And I feel like that's where they really expect a lot out of their employee. Jo really expects a lot out of their employees. Because I don't get the sense that people that have worked there maybe they have lacked motivation, and that is something very real. But I'm also getting with that Queen of Wands reverse that Jo can be very tough, can be very stringent, and expect a lot from people, possibly more than they should be expecting from their employees. And it's something that they've noticed in the past, that former employees and other employees currently are sometimes lack motivation that they need, um, or focus or drive, expedite, timeliness in completing their tasks. Um, and he or she, I don't know their gender, they want the very best out of their employees, and they expect the very, very best. They have very high standards. And they're not seeing laziness in you. Again, I will repeat, they're not seeing laziness in you, or a lack of motivation, but they are watching you, and they do need more time to assess fully how you are as an employee. Um, and something else I did see in the cards was, yeah, they do very much make comparisons to other employees and past employees. And you're not the only one that they're assessing. I feel like there's other employees that they're definitely watching like a hawk, and but I'm also not seeing anything bad. I'm not seeing that they feel like you're a bad worker, or you're not good, or that you shouldn't be there. Um, but I do see, and I'm getting the message that they do expect a lot. Jo expects a lot. Um, so yeah, in short, I'd say so far so good. Um, yeah, they're definitely comparing. Yeah, and I think that's pretty. I don't want to say that's pretty common, but I think it is pretty common for a lot of jobs, for a lot of bosses to do that, because otherwise, what else do they have to go on? Um, they know the work that they've seen that they think is the best, and so they draw comparisons with that. I was supposed to do an appearance tomorrow, and they gave it to some other girl. Okay. Well, I wouldn't take that too personally. There may have been a specific reason behind that you're not aware of. Perhaps she was more familiar with it or something. Um, or it could just be, I don't know if she's worked there longer than you. Maybe it was a seniority thing, or even just like because she has seniority, there's kind of some favoritism there. Um, I don't know. I don't think that it was them feeling like you're a bad worker and that you shouldn't have opportunities. Um, yeah, I'm not getting that energy from them. Um, there, the energy I get actually really is that I think there's some other reason. Yeah, she has. Anyway, whatever. She's been there for a while. Yeah. So I think, yeah, I feel like favoritism does kind of play a part with Jo. Um, so yeah, if she's been there longer, they could have some, they've been working together for a while, and they may be like, oh, I owe you one, or something like that. I don't even know. But I think it's nothing personal against you. It's just you're new, and you're still establishing yourself there. But I'm not seeing anything bad. I'm not seeing like that Jo doesn't like you as a worker, or thinks that you shouldn't be there. I'm not seeing anything like that. I would tell you. I would tell you. Well, thank you very much, J Moon. I appreciate you as always, and hope I brought you clarity, and much love and light to you. Thank you. So the donation queue is once again open. A few other things. I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. I'll put that information down there. That's pretty self-explanatory. I highly recommend the soulmate confirmation reading for those of y'all who are currently in a connection right now. It's not mandatory, but I think it is most useful for when one is actually in a connection. And it's a 10-card reading, and it can be asked in one of two different ways. The first way in which we can ask it is we just directly ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if the person who you are in a connection with is indeed a soulmate of yours. And if the answer is yes, they'll explain why and in what context. If the answer is no, they'll explain why not. And then alternatively, we can ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if they give their divinely ordained blessing towards the connection. If they do, that is definitely soulmate confirmation status, and not something to be taken lightly. They don't just throw around their divinely ordained blessings willy-nilly. So highly recommend that reading, and that is a donation amount of $16.16, unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it's $23.23. I also offer past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young, and I discovered a way of using tarot. I discovered I was able to channel people's past lives through tarot about 3.5 years ago, and there's really no limitation to the intention behind the question of your past life's illustration. It can be, illustrate a past life of mine that was the most challenging, or the most fortunate, or the most similar to your life at this time. Illustrate a past life of yours that can explain an irrational fear that you have, or a recurring dream or nightmare. You can ask if to illustrate a past life of yours in which someone in your life right now was currently in your life then, in a past life with you. There's really no limitation to it. They're endlessly fascinating, and those are a donation amount of $19.19, unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $27.27. I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who are no longer with us on this earthly plane. If you would like to communicate with a loved one who is passed on, I would be honored to read for you. I do ask that we check in to make sure that I can communicate with them for sending your donation. 95% of the time I can, but that small percent of the time I don't want to disappoint, so I do like to check in. I do need to know your loved one's name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you. It's super helpful if you can send me a photograph of them, but it's not mandatory. But yes, if that is something you are interested in, I would be honored to read for you. It is a donation amount of $35.35, unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $50.50. And then I also offer private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings, and this is good information to know because I will be going out of town for a couple of weeks, or a little over a week and a half, on Thursday. And I don't know if I will be going live at all, but I will have my cards with me, and I will be available for one-on-one Zoom readings, of which you can just email me or send me a message over Instagram to schedule, and those are done over Zoom, as I just mentioned, and they are one-on-one, they are private. You can give me all the backstory and context that you feel is necessary. We can answer as many questions as you need within the allotted time frame, and again, there's that privacy that a live stream can't provide. So please reach out to me if you would like to do a private reading with me. I highly recommend getting a private reading with me for everyone at least once, especially if you're dealing with an issue that's particularly multifaceted, has multiple layers to it. I am your girl. I am here to help you with that. And then alternatively, I also offer private readings at no additional donation amount. They are not one-on-one, but they are private. They are offline. And I do those over voice memos, over DMs, over Instagram, or typed via email. You just send me your donation with your question, and I can answer your question at the very latest in 24-hour turnaround, but I can usually get back to you in about 1 to 3 hours. And yeah, that's typed or done over voice memos over Instagram. And it's not one-on-one, but it does provide you with that privacy that a live stream can provide, and that convenience. If you don't see me online and you have a question that you need me to answer for you, I am here for you. And with that being said, yeah, the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you so much. Hello, Brian. Yes, I am here. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, thank you. Let me add you here. How are you doing, Brian? I'm going to reach out to Mike tomorrow. How will the conversation go? Okay, are you going to call him or text him? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will the conversation between Brian and Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, how will Brian's conversation with Mike go tomorrow? Sorry, give me 1 sec. You're going to text him first. Okay. All right, my friend. We have Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Wands reversed, 8 of Cups, Knight of Swords reversed, and the Fool. Okay, so my fear was that he wasn't going to answer the phone. That's why I asked if you were going to call him, text him, write to him over email or whatever. That was my initial fear. But that is not what I'm seeing here. I am definitely seeing a dialogue between you and him. And it's going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy. There will be defensiveness with this 7 of Wands reversed. But with it being in its reversed form, I feel like, because correct me if I'm wrong, but there's quite a bit that the two of you need to discuss. Am I right? I do feel like he is going to initially be a bit defensive, but with this 7 of Wands being in its reverse form, I do think that he's going to put his battle wand down once you start talking to him deeper. And I see him, like, I don't want to say, we do have a lot to talk about. I don't want to say I directly see him apologizing to you, but I do see him owning up to wrongdoings of his. And with this Knight of Swords reversed, I want a little bit of clarity here. This looks really good, and I'm going to get to why I'm so pleased with how this looks in just a moment. Yeah, with this, and that's also with what I was getting with this Knight of Swords reversed was initial defensiveness, and then putting down one's wand, and like, not, I don't want to say acquiescing or like appeasing you, but like realizing like, yeah, you know, you're right. Like I and I've thought about it too. Like my actions weren't great. Let's move forward from this. I think he is going to ask for your forgiveness, because there are two cards here of Eight of Cups is moving away, but I don't see him moving away from you like as a friend. This Eight of Cups, the context that I'm seeing this Eight of Cups is, let's walk away from the crap behind us and let's walk forward into a new journey as friends. Ace of Pentacles, the Fool. This is a new start, dude. Like I got chills when I pulled these cards. This is a new start. This is like letting bygones be bygones, wiping the slate clean from the past and moving forward into a new venture with one another as friends. And you want to make music with him, correct? If that's the case, if I'm getting this right, that you want him to be a part of your musical project, I see this not only as a resurgence in your friendship, but walking in that direction with this being Pentacles. This is like something solid between, like solid creation between the two of you, and walking together in a new direction, on a new journey. That's a journey. Being you know, creating music together. So yeah, I'm so pleased. I believe he is going to answer your call. He will answer your text. He will talk to you. And I kind of like, dude, I almost called you girl. Dude, I kind of felt this way when I've been reading for him in the past, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I've picked up that he does feel remorseful. But I've also picked up, I think you've even asked me in the past, like, will Mike contact me? Will Mike reach out to me? And it's always been a no. But there has been an acknowledgement on his part that he's in the wrong. And that he does need to talk to you, but it's just not on his to-do list, because he's the one that needs to really do the apologizing and owning up. And you reaching out to him takes that off of his list. He knows that you're important to him. He knows this is something that he should have done a while ago. Talk to you, hash things out with you, hash things out together with you. But he was, I'm not calling him a coward, but he was too cowardly to reach out to you and take that leap of faith. But with you doing that, it's like, you're opening the door for him to apologize, to make right where wrong was done, to start anew together as friends and start a new project, move forward and leave the past behind you guys. This Eight of Cups is not walking away from you. This is walking away from the past, and leaving that behind, and not forgetting about things, but not repeating things. I do think he's going to ask for your forgiveness. I do think he's going to apologize. Because yeah, the more I think about the past readings I've done for him, it's like he knows he needs to talk to you. He knows he's in the wrong, but I also didn't see him actually reaching out to you out of fear, we all have very, very busy lives. It's not that he doesn't care about you or that you don't matter to him. You do, but it's also when he like thinks about grabbing the phone, it gives him a lot of, and calling you, it gives him a lot of anxiety. And I'm not making excuses for him, but with you calling him, reaching out to him, then that's going to like relieve a lot of that anxiety. And it's like, oh, he's opening the door for me to make right. So this looks excellent, Brian. This looks really good. I'm really glad that you're. I mean, you shouldn't really be the one to have to reach out to him. I would say, and you probably agree with me, but it's not a matter of who should or who shouldn't. Sometimes it's just a matter of just moving forward um, and having a dialogue. And that's what's necessary here is for you guys to just talk this out. He will listen. You will listen. He will be understanding. You will be understanding. And I think this is going to result in the next episode of your guys' friendship. This is Mike and Brian 2.0. Yeah, this looks good. Well, thank you so much, Brian, and best of luck with the phone call tomorrow. Keep me posted on how things go. This looks really, really good, really promising. And yeah, you deserve that peace. You deserve that reconciliation, that apology, and to just move forward and start creating together. Thank you again, Brian. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I think this is going to be great. Yeah. So the donation queue is once again open. I am here. If you have a question, just send your donation, and whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you so much. All right, all right, all right. So it is that time of night. I have been on for about 2 hours, so I'm going to do a last call for all donations tonight. If you have a question you need me to answer for you, now would definitely be the time to ask. I am leaving the country for about a week and a half. On Thursday, I will most likely not be on. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee I will not be on tomorrow. So I don't know when the next time I will be on will be. It may actually be like the 17th of this month, so we don't know. So if you do have a question tonight, would definitely be the time to do it. I always take private readings. I will be taking private readings while I am away, both over Zoom and, of course, over Instagram and via email. It is last call for any and all donations tonight. Thank you. Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you. Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you. Last call for all donations. Thank you very much. All right, looks like everyone is taken care of. Thank you all so very much. I don't know when I will be seeing y'all next, but when I do,